But I was really excited about my senior speech because I don't think I get to talk to you guys enough. But I think in order to do my senior speech, I think you have to know a little bit about me. This is my third year of being drum major, and for those, that doesn't happen often. And it's not often that we have two drum majors who have been in for 3 years. I played the synthesizer in the front ensemble my first year. But basically, and so I was fortunate enough to be able to have this opportunity. And what I want to talk to you guys about tonight isn't about band, really. It's about life. Because if there's anything I've learned about band, it's that it goes so much further beyond band. I think band is inherently stupid. I don't think any, and hear me out. I don't think you're going to show up to a job interview and they're going to be like, well, you're very qualified, Mr. Robert, but can you march with straight legs? But so I want to share something with you. I want to share something with you that's very close to me. I think in order to understand me and who I am, I'm a Boy Scout, and I'm actually the highest ranking Boy Scout in the Eagle Scout.
There you go.
And what they do in our area, what they do when you become an Eagle Scout is they give you this coin. And it's got President Eisenhower on the front, who, if you don't know, he was the general during World War II. He was the general of the Allied forces. And on the back, it has a picture of an eagle landing on the moon. And it's to commemorate him. And the reason they give us this coin is as a reminder that we can do hard things. And if you've had a bad day in band, then I've come beside you and I've shown you my coin. Because I brought to every single rehearsal, every single competition. Because to me it is a reminder that we can do hard things. Because band is hard. Band is the hardest thing I've ever done. And something about band is a trial. And I think the thing with our trials is we'll all have trials in our lives. But what separates the good men from the great men, and the bad men from the great men and women, is how we confront our trials. Because it's easy to be great when everything's going well. But when things aren't going your way, that's when we see true character. And I think the question we have to ask when we think about how we face our trials is, do we let our trials define us, or do we let them refine us? I know people, when hard things come along, they give it, and they let their problem become who they are. But I also know people who use their trials to make us better. And that's why we have trials, is to make us better people. Being drum major is the hardest thing I have ever done. And it was especially hard my sophomore year when I had no idea what I was doing. And it was very obvious to those who were there that I had no idea. But the thing about it is that didn't define me. And it shouldn't define any of you either. We all struggle with certain things. That's absolutely true. But the problem is there are some people who let those things become who they are. And there are some people who rise past them and become better people from it. Being drum major has made me a better person. Absolutely, in every sense of the way. I'm harder working, I'm more focused, and I'm more accomplished. And it's because of this marching band. And the other thing about this coin is, at the beginning of band camp this year, I really did not want to be here. I've been drum major for 2 years, and I felt that this program didn't have anything left to offer. Because I felt like everything I learned. The skills that I associated with being drum major, I viewed them as my skills. And I didn't want to be here. And so, but while I looked at this coin throughout band camp, it came to me that it doesn't mean just that we can do hard things, but it also means victory. World War II, I think, is the last war that was fought for noble reasons, and we beat the commies to the moon. Yeah, I think victory does not mean win. I think that is the greatest injustice about marching, is the fact that they slap a score on our performance. Because that's ridiculous. The only thing, a score will never make you feel better. Because the only thing that will possibly make you feel just as good as when you walked off that field or part of that performance is the first place performance. That's the only thing. That'll only make you feel maybe as good. But anything less will make you feel like your performance wasn't as good. And that's absolutely wrong. It's not the scores that make the marching band. It's the people and the performances that make the marching band. We make the marching band. We are the marching band, you and I. Not the school. And so, I want to thank you all for allowing me to be your drum major. Like I said, it has been the greatest opportunity. As I look out, I know all of you. And I know how much you mean to me. I know that we can do well tonight. And I know that it does not matter what score we get and what place we get. Because I know that as long as we perform the best show we have ever performed, then we won. We won absolutely. And it does not matter how the other bands did. And 10 years from now, we'll be able to look back on this performance and say that we succeeded. I'm proud of the work we've done. If someone had told me at the beginning of the season that we'd be here today, I wouldn't have believed it. I'm not here at championships because I wasn't going to be here. But I mean, at the beginning of this season, I did not have high hopes for this group. But this group has proven to be so much more than that. I'd like to apologize, especially to Mr. Pesky. I once said this, I think it's the stupidest thing I've ever said as drum major. And that is one day I told you that the band has been in decline. And that is absolutely not true. The band has been increasing ever since my freshman year. And every year it gets better. The other groups may get better in performance, but this band has gotten better in character, in quality, in leadership, in the people that are in it. And I would rather serve in a marching band with great people than with great marchers. With people of character and integrity than with people with good tone and quality. This has been the greatest experience of my life. And this can be the greatest experience of your life too. But you have to let it. When you don't want to give anymore, you have to give more. When you're done, you need to keep going. This program will give back to you if you give to it. And I know that's absolutely true. The more you give, the more you give. Thank you for this opportunity. It's been the greatest thing I've ever done. And I want you to know that as we go on out into that field tonight, that I do know each and every one of you. That's why I wrote those letters. I didn't write those letters for the point. I wrote those letters because it made me get to know you. And through that way, this has been the best season. Because as the season has gone on, I realized that this band may not have a lot left off of me, but I have so much more to offer. And this season, I have learned the true meaning of leadership, and that is that you are only a leader when you are the humble servant of your people. And when you are giving everything you can to the people you love. I appreciate the opportunity, you guys, and I'm so proud of us. And I know that whatever score we get, it does not matter, because this has been a great season.